Hello, everyone. It is lovely to be here again. I am hoping that this time I know what I'm doing enough to see the comments section. So if you're here, please do say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Or send me a little wow face or a happy face or a heart. We'll get started in just a minute. Had lots of folks take a look at the last one I did 2 weeks ago on self care, and but I couldn't. So if anybody knows how what I'm doing wrong that I can't see comments while it's happening, I would really appreciate hearing from you before or after. I don't seem to be seeing them during. So lovely to be here with you all, and we'll give it one more minute. See if I can tell looking around. I have something that shows that I can comment, and I would certainly love to see anything from anyone else who's joining me live as well. Okay, why don't we get started? We're about a minute in. So what we are talking about today, and if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I've really been yearning and putting that yearning into practice to be outside. And I am so grateful. I feel like I'm in this balance of gratitude and sadness for all the obvious reasons, but gratitude for the fact that I do live right across the street from Riverside Park in New York City. And I can look through the bars on my window. I'm on the first floor, see lots of trees and green, and can actually see flowering trees. And I really get out there every day. I make a point to sit down and under one of my trees, or I go for a walk with someone, but really put myself in a space of really touching and being with Mother Earth. Now, many of you have an opportunity to do that. You either are in homes with backyards or front yards, or if you're in the city and you're not near a park, there are still ways to bring that nature connection to you. If you can get out, even just the fresh air, even if you can't touch the earth, if you can at least get out every day, it's a huge, important, I think, for everyone, regardless of whether you have the tree, Mother Earth connection that I do. It has been shown, and there's actually now, and one of the things I wanted to tell you about, there is now a branch of therapy called ecotherapy, which is nature therapy. And there's a site that I found from the last time that I looked at this. I wrote a couple articles about it, called the Earth Body Institute, that offers training. I don't think you have to be a therapist, but and it's all online. It's something you could even do right now. But the idea is, and there have been lots of studies that have showed this, that just being out in nature, any kind of nature, is healing to, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, I could tell you that. I don't need a study to tell you that. But I think it's really important to be in a place of really embracing whatever that looks like, inside or out. So for me, the way that I bring nature in is I look to the four elements. And I've always had a connection for some reason. When I first started doing, the more spiritual, esoteric work that I do 25 years ago, when I really moved into the four elements, and I'm talking now of the Western tradition, because there are traditions all over the world that name 5 elements in the Far Eastern traditions, but I'll be talking about our Western tradition. The 4 elements have always been considered, fire, water, air, and earth, as the building blocks of life, of nature. And there are very simple ways. Just use your imagination to bring those symbols into your space. And just through your intention, you're creating sacred space when you do that. One of the things that I don't normally have in my home, any season, are fresh flowers. But I've just been compelled, really, in the last month, since the Corona shutdown, lockdown started, to always have fresh flowers. And these are from in front of, right near my building. but because I couldn't get over to my community garden, which actually has daffodils blooming and soon tulips. I can't wait. So just something as simple as that. But then thinking about, so looking very specifically at what the four elements are. Fire, which if you want to bring an example into your home, fire represents creativity and passion. Um, you could really ignite your fiery character by doing something creative or something that you're passionate about. Could actually be drawing or some other kind of artwork. From the outside, it's not so obvious, a symbol from the outside, except maybe something sun related. A green leaf represents photosynthesis. And obviously, inside, you can light a candle. And in fact, if you look at all of the traditions around the world and the solstices, the winter and summer solstices, there was a lot of light going on then because it was felt that that candlelight was evocative and was represented sympathetic magic to bring back the sun or to celebrate the sun, bring back the sun in the winter and to celebrate the sun in the summer as it was sadly going to start to wane. So there's the fire piece, thinking about how you embody that. Water, again, is pretty obvious. If you've got a shell from a favorite beach or a little pile of shells or actual water, I happen to have a bunch of shells around my office. If you have just a container, a bowl, a special bowl with water, if you live near the ocean or a lake or a river, perfect representation of water. And water, in terms of how we embody it, how it shows up in our psyche, is about our emotions and our intuition. And that's, think of all the metaphors about water. Still waters run deep, and deep as a well. There's the connection to emotions in the metaphors around water that we hear are no accident. So fire, water, air, bring a feather in. Again, in New York City, finding feathers isn't so easy, but I managed to have, where do I have? Oh, I don't have it right there. I don't have a feather sitting on my desk right now. I have one on the altar in my bedroom that I've collected from other places, and that represents air. Opening the window. I mean, even if you can't physically get outside, you clear your space, literally and figuratively, just by opening a window. And obviously, if you go outside, and I talked about this with a bunch of people, that sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you get out there and you're, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've holed myself up in my apartment or my house for the last 5 days. I got out in the rain the other day, pouring rain, and it was so rejuvenating. A little bit of water healing there too. And then earth. So earth, obviously, I have my flowers. It could be a stone. It could be, again, anything from a tree, an acorn, any of those wonderful things. I have a bowl filled with acorns. Actually, there probably are some acorns in here. With pine cones. These are called, they're actually locust tree seeds. Oh no, sweet gum, sorry. But if you can see them, they're also called witches' balls, and I've used them in rituals before. So if you create your own little elemental altar, you can start it now. I have one over behind my laptop right now, and as I said, I have one in the bedroom. And if you create that now, it will continue to imbue your space, which anything that we do like that, any work that we do with intention, is sacred work and sacred play, as I love to call it, that you really imbue your space with the four elements, with that connection to nature, even if it's out there and you can't actually get to it. Now, I had mentioned this notion, this relatively new, certainly in the last 10 years or so, I think, nature therapy or ecotherapy. There's also something that I discovered probably even a little longer ago, and actually had some communication with the developer, I guess, of this particular modality, which is called earthing or grounding. If you Google it, earthing, you'll find just a whole bunch of references. Clinton Ober is the guy. He was like he worked for some electric company or something. And I actually had an email exchange with his co-author of this book or thing, probably about 8 years ago, whose name I don't remember now, Martin somebody. But again, you'll see all that if you Google it. And the premise is that, and I want to get it right because I'm not great with the scientific stuff, is that any pain and disease in our bodies are typically often caused by chronic inflammation. And that inflammation is in turn caused by positively charged molecules in our bodies that are called free radicals. You may have heard about that, about free radicals, when people talk about cancer treatment. And what happens when you earth, and earthing is as simple as, and this one does require, well, no, that's not true. I was going to say it does require you to get outside and put your feet on the ground. The idea is barefoot. I do this as soon as the weather's warm enough for me to do. When I go out and sit under one of my trees, I take off my shoes and socks and I sit barefoot, ideally for half an hour. Depending on the season, you may not be able to do that. Feet are great. And the idea is that the earth itself has, let's see, how do they describe it? When you make direct contact with the earth, either by being barefoot outside or, and this is the inside piece, there's like a conductive sheet or mat or even things that you can put in your shoes that create negatively charged electrons, which is what's naturally in the earth. And so those negatively charged electrons are absorbed into your body and help to reduce the free radicals and the inflammation. So definitely read about it. I wanted to offer that as another idea for how to bring nature, how to bring the grounding that Mother Earth offers us inside if you can't get outside to it. Let's see. One of the ways I'll teach you, and many of you who have been in circle with me or have done any kind of ritual work with me have heard this chant. There's a beautiful chant, really fun to do with kids because it's got hand movements and everything. I'll pull back a little bit so you can see the hand movements. This is just a fun one. If you love to sing like I do, and you love the idea of sacred play, and you want to bring the elements into your environment, this is a really lovely song/chant that you can do. It goes, earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, kids love it because they love doing all the hand stuff. So yet another way to bring the elemental magic, the elemental connection, particularly the earth connection, into your being inside if you can't get outside. What I would love to do now is just take you on a little journey, an elemental journey, and I have actually led this several times in my new moon circles. It's an old time favorite meditation that really connects you, a visualization that connects you with all four of the elements. So let's take a moment together. And if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm not seeing who's here, and I know that there's people here, so I need help from somebody. I will just share with you this meditation and invite you all just to close your eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths together, inhaling into your body that embodies all four elements, and inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling together a third time, and exhaling. And in this moment, I want you to bring yourself to a favorite beach. Probably has to be a beach and not another body of water, or conjure one up in your imagination. And as you enter this beach, through whatever path you find, through the power of your intention, through the power of your imagination, you see on this beach, and those of you who have ever been to Martha's Vineyard, that there are clay cliffs down the beach a little bit. They're actually made of clay. And when it rains, the clay is washed down the cliffs to the bottom of the cliffs. And you can see someone has created a little pool there. They've created a wall so that as the clay washes down the cliffs, it collects in this pool. Clay itself, directly from the earth, is the embodiment of earth. So, under this sunny sky, feeling the fiery sun up there, feeling the gentle ocean breeze around you, step into, it's not high, it's like a low bathtub, step into this clay pool as though you're in some kind of spa, but this is outdoors. And just allow yourself to sink down up to your neck into this warm, viscous, enveloping clay. Feel it coat your body. You can even take your hands and brush it over your face, around your neck, so that your whole being is covered with this healing clay. And as we know, clay is incredibly therapeutic, the right kind, and this is the right kind, for drawing out impurities, for drawing out whatever is in our bodies that we want to release. So allow yourself to be fully coated with this warm, yummy, healing clay. And then slowly stand up. Whew, a little chilly with the breeze, with the air, the ocean breeze blowing on you, and step out of this clay pool. And as you stand on the sand, as you reconnect directly with your feet on the ground, earthing now, stand there and you can spread your arms out wide, feeling the sun basking you in its heat and warmth and drying the clay that covers your entire body. Feel the ocean breeze combining, weaving together with those warm sun rays to fully dry the clay that you covered yourself with. And as you feel it drying, you feel it constricting. You feel it actually drawing out whatever exists in your body and your mind and your heart. Whatever it is that you need to be rid of, that you want to let go, that you want to release to this cleansing, purifying, healing clay. As you feel it tighten your skin, tighten all of your pores, as you feel anything that needs to be released, letting go into the clay. Begin now to walk towards the water, that final element, and into the water, moving slowly, perfect temperature. And as you step farther and farther into the water, you feel the clay washing, melting, releasing off you. And as it melts, you feel all of the sadness, the grief, the frustration, whatever it is that you need to let go of, whatever physical things have been bothering you, let them be released with the clay into this beautiful ocean. As you feel the waves gently washing all the clay from your body. You bring your hands into the water, splash the water up onto your face. Until you feel like you've fully released and purified your entire being from this healing, full body clay mask. And then slowly bring yourself, stepping gently out of the water back onto the sand. And pause for a moment. Now, fully rejuvenated, revived, cleansed, purified, feeling your feet firmly on the ground, earthing yourself once again, letting the sun dry the water now, leaving you with a little bit of earth in the salt. And then slowly turn and leave this beach and your clay pool behind, knowing that you can return there for a visit whenever you need that kind of purifying and cleansing again. And then slowly as you leave the beach, let's come back to our bodies by breathing together again, inhaling, feeling your breath in your body, exhaling, inhaling again. Feel your whole being back in your own physical sacred space. And on our final exhale together, coming back, opening your eyes, returning to our space. Welcome back. Wonderful to have you here. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I'd love to hear your experiences. However you moved through this, I realized somewhere in the middle that I hadn't talked about air and earth and what they represent. I talked about fire being creativity and passion, water being emotions and intuition. Air is our mental capacity, how we are able to strategize and work things out. And earth, of course, is our bodies and our connection to the mother, to the earth mother. So with that, I think we are complete. Thank you for being with me today, and please do share your experiences with me when you get a chance. Thanks so much. Next week, I should tell you, I was about to sign off, I am doing a full-blown virtual ritual on Zoom for our new moon, Taurus new moon circle. Taurus is the quintessential earth sign, very much about nature and our bodies. And we'll be alluding to some of this. We'll be doing some other elemental things, but we'll definitely be embracing the earthiness of this season and bringing it into our own bodies even more than we did today. So thank you once again for being here, and I look forward to our next live time together, which I believe will be in 2 weeks, the 29th. Yeah, stay tuned. Look forward to connecting then. Bye for now.